Welcome back, everybody. Imagine being a theatre director working on a production that stars actors such as Chi Mhende, Zola Nombona, Thuso Mbedu, Fiona Ramsay, Napo Masheane, Esmeralda Bihl, Lulu, Mlangeni, and Mmabatho Montsho. Well, are you salivating already? Well, one thespian who doesn't have to imagine it is artistic director of the Market Theatre James Ngcobo, who is directing the children's monologues, which features the above-mentioned actors. Now, the production produced by Mfundi Vundla features testimonials by children and is adapted for the stage by multi-award-winning playwrights, highlighting the power of creative storytelling. Now, Ngcobo joins me now in studio to tell us more about the production, and with him is the cast member, Mmabatho Montsho. A very good morning to you too. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Morning.
Now, James, I'm going to start with you. Tell us more about the children's monologue. What is it about and how did it come about?
Well, it's a project that started last year based on the testimonies from these young people from an area called Viljoenskroon, which is just outside of Paris. And so last year they were staged at the Royal Court in London and the Market Theatre, and this year it's the Market Theatre and the Carnegie Hall.
Okay. What is it that you're trying to achieve with this production?
Just really to highlight what young people deal with in this country, the landscape of the young, life through their eyes, things they experience. And because, I mean, sometimes we stand in podiums and we talk very eloquently about the lives of the young, but what we don't do, I find most times, is to really get a microscopic view of what is really happening. And for me, what touched me about these monologues, when we say the young, we're talking about the future of this country. And so this is only but a microcosm of a very big picture, of a very problematic big picture for this happening. And of course, there are hopeful stories. They're not all gloom and whatever, but we decided as the market that we need to stage these works, and you can only do that when you bring such amazing people on board with you.
Sure. Now, Mmabatho, you look amazing, by the way.
Thank you.
Now, what came to your mind when you first saw or heard about the testimonials, and why did you agree to be part of the production?
Well, I agreed to be part of the production for a number of reasons. James Ngcobo is one reason. Also to challenge myself, because I haven't done theatre in a very long time.
Okay.
But, you know, we always got this idea that children must be seen and not heard. And it was absolutely fascinating to find scripts that were all about hearing children. Yeah. So for me, it was really a no-brainer. The stories, like he said, vary from joy to stories of redemption, stories of hope, stories of loss, stories of love. It's very easy to say yes to that to that type of production. I didn't even know who the rest of the cast was. Yeah. But as soon as I read what it's about, I mean, it was easy to say yes.
So what sort of issues does your character highlight?
Oh, I love my character because it's a beautiful, beautiful story of absolute redemption. You know, my character starts out a very hopeful young man, and things go a little bit wayward, and it's just a story of fighting back to being who you truly believe you are, the best that you can be. So it's emotional, it's beautiful, it's funny, it's everything.
Yeah. And I presume that you instantly fell in love with your character.
Yes.
Any similarities between Mmabatho and
Well, no.
Okay.
No, not in what happens precisely in his life, but I do know, I can identify completely with what it feels like to fight for yourself, to say, okay, can I have a space in a world or a system that's actually designed to be against you, to push you out, to exclude you, a society that already makes you feel guilty before you ever do anything wrong. So just to fight for a space in the world and say, no, but I also deserve a chance to be the best that I can be.
Indeed,
I can relate to that, absolutely.
Yeah. Now, James, talk to us about the cast members. Of course, you work with South Africa, the big names in the industry.
Yeah, well, first of all, you must see her play this boy. This she's beautiful, you know. But for me, also, what is quite exciting is we've been rehearsing, individually. We have just been meeting each actor. So today we're all getting together, and we just finding the sequence of the piece and how it unfolds, and you know. I could sit here and say, oh, it's been a daunting task because I've got such amazing women and sisters, and so what they bring to the rehearsal room is a complete buy-in, as Mmabatho was saying, to the in terms of the story, and empathy to the story, and which for me it's very easy. And the way we're doing it, we're finding these characters together.
Sure.
And for me that is my greatest joy about making theatre, that is collaborative. There isn't one person with the thing. We had a session, we had another session, and each session, the character is just, we're purifying the story, and also in agreement that what we're presenting tomorrow night to our audiences is just a moment to take these young people and put them on a pedestal and say, I know this boy, I know this girl, I know this boy who met that girl, and that thing happened, and it's just a moment for them, these unknown people, but who are touching on a nerve that relates to what is happening in the country.
I can see the burning passion in your eyes, James. Now, Mmabatho, here is a production which highlights the power of creative storytelling, and something that you are well familiar and accustomed to. Just what is the power of storytelling?
Oh, man. Stories have a range of power. Stories can destroy, stories can erase, but stories can heal. Stories give us an opportunity to rehearse life, just by going through a character and really committing to it and saying, this is their beginning, middle, and end. How does it relate to my life? How does this give me an opportunity to rehearse my life? How does this give hope, and how does this heal? So stories are extremely powerful, and in the wrong hands, they can do terrible things.
Tell me about it.
And, with the right intention and in the right hands and in the right collaborative teams, stories can heal, man.
Yeah, stories can heal indeed, hey?
Yes.
Now, this is an absolute must-see.
Yeah.
I know this is an absolute must-see. All
I
right,
mean,
guys.
For me, just to add one more thing, that
just briefly.
another beautiful thing about tomorrow night also is an exhibition of the leading ladies.
Sure.
So there is the kids, but also for our patrons at the market, people have been calling, oh, Mmabatho, oh, Chi, because they've never seen them at the market, and people don't know that they've done theatre. They're theatre lovers.
All right. Guys, thank you so much for chatting to us. Really appreciate it. Well, that is James Ngcobo, the artistic director of the Market Theatre, but he is here in his capacity as the director of the Children's Monologue, and with him his cast member, Mmabatho Montsho. Now, the Children's Monologues features testimonials by children and is adapted for stage by multi-award-winning playwrights.